Hello, everyone. We're going to be making a big change in our weekend liturgies, so I wanted to tell you why we're doing it and why we're doing it now and so forth. Beginning the weekend of May 29th and 30th, individuals who are fully vaccinated will no longer have to wear masks when they come to Mass here at St. Edith. You're fully vaccinated 2 weeks after the Johnson & Johnson vaccine and 2 weeks after the second shot for the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. Then you're fully vaccinated. So wearing a mask at Mass will be optional. Now, this is consistent with the CDC guidelines, with the governor's orders, and with the medical research that has been done. The research that has been done shows that if you are fully vaccinated, it's very unlikely that you will contact COVID. And if you do, you will only probably have very, very mild symptoms. And it's also very unlikely that you will spread COVID to other people, since you're not going to contract the disease. And so I think now is the time to kind of step forward into a little bit more normalcy. It's not 100%, right? If we wait for it to be 100%, we are going to be staying at home with a mask on for the rest of our lives, because it's never 100%. And you have to remember that we take chances and certain risks, minimal risks, every time we leave our home. Every time you get into your car, there's a possibility that you could be injured in an accident. But of course, you take the precautions so you're not. So you drive the speed limit, you stop at red lights, you stop at stop signs, you don't text and drive, you're not drunk driving. When you do all of those things, you minimize the risks. So that's the same kind of thing when you're fully vaccinated. When you're fully vaccinated, you are very unlikely to contract COVID, and you're very unlikely to spread it. So that's why we're kind of going to ease up on the mask wearing at Mass. Now, if you are immune compromised, or if you're taking certain forms of chemotherapy, it's probably better if you continue to wear the mask for now, but check with your doctor and find out what they think. And I would follow the advice of your doctor. And certainly it's not mandatory that people that are fully vaccinated not wear masks. If you're not quite ready to do that and you want to continue to wear the mask, no judgment, that is absolutely fine. You know, that's up to you. Make a decision that you are comfortable with. Now, people that are not fully vaccinated need to wear masks when they come to Mass, and they also need to social distance. Now, I'm not going to be carding people when you walk in the door. You've been very cooperative with us so far in wearing the masks, and I'm confident that you're going to continue to do that if you're not fully vaccinated. If you're not fully vaccinated, you're putting yourself at risk if you don't wear a mask and contracting COVID, and if you are infected with COVID, you can pass it on to other people that are not vaccinated. So I'm sure we're all good Christian people. We don't want to be putting ourselves or anybody else at risk. So I'm confident that we will continue to be very careful. If you are not fully vaccinated yet, I would strongly recommend that you do that. I've been fully vaccinated since the beginning of March, and it has really taken me a long way to feel more normal. I've seen friends that I haven't seen in a year. My family is pretty much all fully vaccinated, so I can be with them without wearing a mask, and we can gather, and we can kiss, and we can hug, and we can do all of the things that we normally do. And it really makes us feel more normal. I've been out to restaurants, inside, with other vaccinated people, and it all feels really safe, and it all feels more normal. I can also stop at businesses other than the grocery store and get out a little bit more. So it's really helped me to feel more normal, and I would suggest that you do that. Now, we have been wearing masks and kind of staying home and limiting our activities for over a year now. So I think to an extent we're going to have to kind of push ourselves to move forward once we're fully vaccinated, because it's probably not going to feel comfortable when you're out without a mask, or when you see somebody that doesn't have a mask on when you come here to Mass. But I think we have to kind of support one another in doing that, and maybe give each other a little bit of a nudge to help each other move forward. Now, if you are undecided about getting the vaccine, I would really suggest that you do. And I would really suggest that if you have questions about it, that you contact your doctor and talk to them about it and get their advice. We take our doctor's advice on all kinds of things, you know. We have surgeries and we allow doctors to cut our bodies open. They prescribe dangerous drugs and we take them because we know they're good for us. You know, you have those discussions with your doctor and normally take their advice. I take the advice of my doctor. She knows a whole lot more about medicine than I do, so I pretty much follow her advice. Now, she explains things to me, and we have discussions, but I also pretty much follow her advice. I would urge you not to consult Dr. Google, and I don't know why we go to that first before we go to our doctors, but we tend to do that. When you want an answer, we Google it. And there's all kinds of misinformation, and there's all kinds of speculation out there. And that's just going to make you really nervous, and that's going to raise your anxiety level. So I'd really strongly suggest that you not do that, that you check with your doctor, and a doctor that you trust, and you follow his or her advice. In the end, all of us are going to have to make all of us adults are going to have to make decisions about whether or not we get the vaccine. We're all adults, so we have to make those decisions. Parents have to make those decisions for their children. So no judgment, no judgment. We're all going to have to make those decisions. The other thing that's coming up is beginning in June, we are going to have an outside Mass again at 8:30 in the morning. So as long as weather permits, starting in June, the 8:30 Mass will be outside, so you need to bring a lawn chair, and we'll distance and so forth outside. Now, some of you will probably feel more comfortable being outside, so you may want to plan on coming to that Mass, because it is safer outside because of the ventilation and so forth. So let's help each other as we move forward. We have to move forward and get some normalcy in our lives again. We can't stay at home wearing a mask for the rest of our lives.